In just a short time, you can assemble the Marvel Ultimate Spider-Man motorcycle ride-on. Let's get our tools ready. We'll need adjustable wrenches and a Phillips screwdriver. Also, remove all packaging and organize all the parts so it's easier to assemble as we go. First, let's install the training wheels. Remove the 2 nuts and 1 washer from one side of the rear axle. Place the training wheel bracket over the 2 extended bolts. Place the smaller nut over the smaller bolt and tighten that nut. Place the washer and larger nut over the top bolt and tighten the nut with an adjustable wrench. Repeat this process for the other training wheel. Then, for both training wheels, use 2 adjustable wrenches and securely tighten both larger nuts at the same time. To install the foot pegs, identify the pegs with the corresponding left and right markings. Slide the peg shaft through the body hole so it's about even on both sides. Slide the left peg into the left peg shaft. From the bag of screws, remove one of the 2 longer screws and insert it into the shaft hole and peg. Then, tighten it securely. Repeat this process for the opposite side. Next, let's install the front wheel. First, lay out the front fork as shown for reference. Notice the markings of L for left and R for right. Remove the axle from the fork assembly. Notice that we will be using 2 bushings for this, a shorter and a longer bushing. Arrange all the pieces as shown for easier assembly. Make sure to have the disc brake of the wheel on the motorcycle's right side. With 1 washer and 1 nut on one side of the axle, slide the axle through the left mark fork leg just enough to place 1 washer and the long bushing on the axle. Continue to slide the axle through the wheel just enough to place the short bushing and washer on, and then slide the axle fully through the right marked fork leg. Install the washer lock nut at the end of the axle. At the same time, use an adjustable wrench on each side to tighten both nuts securely so their threads are fully through the lock nuts. Be careful not to over-tighten. Then, make sure the wheel spins freely and easily. Next, let's install the front plaque. Notice 3 holes on the back side of the plaque. Notice the 3 holes on the front of the fork brace. Align the plaque to the front of the fork to match up the 3 sets of holes. Install the 3 screws, first on the bottom, on the right, and on the left. Make sure not to over-tighten these screws. Now let's attach the front fork to the motorcycle. First, fit the fork mount over the frame body. Align the center fork mount hole over the center hole of the frame body. Hold the nut in place as you insert the bolt through the 2 aligned holes until it comes out all the way through. Hand tighten the nut. Then use an open-ended wrench to securely tighten the bolt as you hold the nut in place. Make sure the handlebars and fork turn easily back and forth. Firmly connect the motor connector plugs as shown. Next, get the instrument panel and the 2 screws needed. Fit the panel between the handlebars as shown. Install the left screw with a Phillips screwdriver and tighten securely. Be careful not to over-tighten. Then, repeat this process with the second screw. Now, charge the battery according to the owner's manual, and the motorcycle will be ready for your little web slinger to ride.